All right, it's been a minute. I haven't been posting videos for a week, I think. And look what's behind me. Something new, something interesting. But I told you guys I was going to be going to the dyno with the Suicide mx3. And that is going to happen soon. But it's going to be a couple weeks. And it's going to be a couple weeks because it was actually a little bit of a problem getting the time to go because it was really snowy. So I missed one of the days I had scheduled to go dyno the car because it was snowy. I wouldn't been able to get my truck or trailer there, so I didn't go. Thanks, dude. Dyno video's coming up soon. Um, and yeah, it was too snowy. And then the week after, we had some bad things happen in the family. Had death in the family, so things are looking better for next week. I was gonna dyno the car like this weekend, but Dez can't come, so I really want Dez to be there when I dyno the Suicide mx3. So I have filming number one, and number two, got the support. She's my good luck charm. So everything is looking good. So last week I went to the track, and I'm gonna edit and post for this Saturday, so you guys can watch that. I did a road course day, and that you can see for yourself how that went. But the car is ready for the dyno very soon. The 700. I don't think I'll get 700, dude. I'm thinking I'd be happy with 500, but it's probably gonna do more than 500 horsepower. So that'll be sick. Hey, what's up, John? Um, yeah, so here's another project I've been working on behind the scenes. I am not filming it, believe it or not. So this is the exact same engine that I built for the Suicide mx3 that's in the back. The exact same one. So this is capable of everything that's gonna be thrown out of that car right behind me. And I need to make a turbo kit for it still. So I got flanges made. I have a TC tranny on it. It's all fully sequential. Um, so each cylinder can be tuned individually. I have LS coils wired for it and everything. I have a full wiring harness made for it for the mx3 ECUs that I have. So the exact same wiring harness that's in the purple car. Sorry. How do you feel your progress with the wheel speed sensors? The wheel speed sensors. Oh, good. Yeah, that's awesome. I basically learned in that video how to tune with it, and things were going really good. And what I'm kind of planning on doing is not this weekend, the weekend after, dine under the car on Saturday morning, and then Saturday night go to a no prep event and no prep race the Suicide mx3, which would be super sick. It's running and driving really good. I just did a compression tested on it and new plugs. Still to this day, guys, this new engine setup with the new turbo, I've not ran any methanol through it, so it's just been pump gas. And it's let's be honest here. I think first pull on the boost it's running right now, it's making more than what it did last year on E85. And on E85 last year, it made 460 to the wheels, 461 to be exact, just by butt power. I can feel it, and it's hanging the power way up to red line. So I'm thinking first pull it's gonna make 400 plus for sure. So last year, just for a reference point, it made 400 on pump, and it made 461 on E85. And I ran out of turbo, so that's why I got this massive 770 horsepower turbo on it. That is a Pulsar turbo, and it's called the G Series 770 because it's got enough air for 770 horsepower. Obviously, minus powertrain loss and everything, and anything like heated air, whatever. But things are looking good to make over 500. That's the goal, right? This goal for this car is to make, so the realistic goal that is going to happen is this car makes 1,000 horsepower between two engines in this car. So 500 horsepower here, 500 horsepower here. Right now, it's obviously in a street setup because it's just one motor, but the end goal is over 500 each engine, and I think the setup I have right now is going to do it with flying colors. So that will be wicked. So I can't wait to find out what it's going to do on the dyno, on pump gas, and with E85. E85 is going to be gnarly. I just can't wait to go, man. But yeah, I got to wait for Des to come. She can't go this weekend, so it's a thing we've done, so it's a thing we're going to do together. So I'll wait for her. She works, and we'll see. We'll see if not this weekend, but the weekend afterwards. But it should. If you guys got any questions, shoot me. But if you want, I'll just, in the meantime, look at this car. So this is Red Ted. If you are an OG subscriber, this car has been on my channel a lot. I stopped building it because I blew up the motor when I was building this shop. And I was trying to build the car and build the shop at the same time. And I couldn't really do the both of them. So I stopped so I could concentrate on the shop. And now I'm concentrating on the car. And here's the car. The shop's here for the cars. Right now there's 2 mx3s in here. And both are big power. I'll show you the turbo that's going to go on the red mx3. And it's right here, and it just happens to be a 770 horsepower turbo as well. So it's the exact same one that's in the Suicide mx3. So this is going to be the daily driver. Right now, it's going to be front wheel drive. I have a front wheel drive transmission in it, right here. This is a Scion TC tranny, and I have a goal of making it all-wheel drive. I've actually notched the engine block to fit a transfer case for the Celica Toyota all-wheel drive transmissions that have a transfer case. I have hubs for the back that make it accept an axle, and I also have the rear diff out of a Toyota RAV4. So I literally have all the parts to make this all-wheel drive, but I want to run the car on an easy take apart setup, which this is. This is easy to unbolt, bolt in. All I have to do is make engine mounts like I do, but I'll just sell them when I'm done because I sell these adapter plates as well. And then when I make it all-wheel drive, I'll know the motor's good and whatever, right? So I want to get all the stupid little bugs out before I literally cut the back of the car out and make it all-wheel drive. So I'm going to have to make a whole setup in the back to accept the Toyota RAV4 differential. And hub-wise, I don't think I'm going to have to do too much because I actually have bolt-on ones from Europe. Some of these cars came all-wheel drive, not mx3s, but a similar car, so I'm going to make that work with the actual mx3. That's the goal. I actually got them shipped from Europe, but things are looking awesome. I'm going to build a wild turbo kit for this. If you do remember this car, it did have a wild turbo kit on it. I actually sold it. Somebody hit me up and they were like, yo, I want your tranny, which was a Scion TC transmission, just like this one. This can hold 650 horsepower, no problem. He wanted that. He wanted my shifter cage. He wanted the adapter plate. He wanted the engine mounts. He wanted the axles. So I sold everything in the turbo kit. So I sold everything off this car after I blew it up. And the car was so fast before, man. But the reason why I blew it up is because I just wasn't paying attention to the tuning. I was more or less testing my adapter plates, and that's when I blew this up. So she's been on the back burner, but I already have an engine built for it. Fully, I actually made a video on building this engine. It's fully epoxied. It's got full brand new pistons, brand new forged rods. It's got the upgraded valve springs that I've always done, and I've always had good luck with that stuff. It's the exact same stuff that's in the back engine of the Suicide mx3, but this one's a ZE. This is one with KL ZE cams. This car rips, man. Can't wait to use it. All this powder coated stuff is good to go, ready to rip. Just gotta make some engine mounts. So I'm not filming this because if I film everything, throughout the whole thing. It'll take me forever to edit, and it'll take me forever to do this project. I'm just gonna whip it through, take pictures on the way, and do a like kind of video that I did on the Familia, and it might have been GTX parts. I'm not sure. Do I ever do motor work on the side for other people? Honestly, dude, I do so much on the side for other people. My full-time job is building race bikes now, so I build 600 horsepower motorcycles. So I do that, and I also do side work for building turbo kits literally out of my place here. Like I'll do anything. I do on-site welding, TIG welding, and everything. So yeah, I do side stuff, that's for sure. And I also sell a lot of stuff for these adapter plates because people need engine mounts. People need CV shaft mounts because the CV shaft down there actually hangs on a mount, and I've invented them, so I actually sell those. So anyways, I'm always busy. I just pluck at this thing when I can, and it's good that it's hanging here. So I'm in the middle of making engine mounts. I just work on it when I can. Like, I'm so glad and thankful that I have enough room for both of my projects in here. So that is super sick. What's going on? What are we doing to Ted? So Ted, in a nutshell, Ted's going with the adapter plates so it can hold 600 horsepower. It's got a fully built motor in it that I built with epoxy, and I'm putting a 770 horsepower turbo on it. And then after that, and everything's good with the engine and shifting and everything and tune, then I'm gonna make it all-wheel drive. So I'm doing baby steps, just like I've done on all my projects. Like, I'm starting from scratch on basically all my projects because the Suicide got to the point it was just breaking all the time, like the trannies, the axles, whatever. I went through that thing pretty good. It's combed out. Haven't tested launching too much on the track yet, but we're going for 10s. So, okay. The goal for this year with the Suicide mx3 is running 10s with one motor. So last year it did 130 miles an hour in the quarter mile, and it ran an 11.4. So that was my best. And now it's going to be making more power, and I have axles that can handle it, so I'll be able to launch it. And I have slicks right over here. Do. Look at that. Some gnarly slicks. This is going to be a fun season. So I didn't really want to spoil anything too much, but this transmission is kind of hurt. All the gears work. It goes in like this, not fine. But randomly, for some reason, in neutral, the car won't roll. It has like a lot of like something friction-wise. So I did a tranny fluid swap and everything and put Lucas in it, and it seems to be better. So I'm running the car like this for a while, and I'm going to be building a tranny for backup soon. But I want to get this thing sitting on engine mounts. So I really want to get this thing kind of not hanging from an engine crane. It's been like this for 2 weeks, so don't want to do that too much. What kind of turbo setup? Same front facing turbo that was originally, kind of, except I'm planning on doing 6-to-1. So normally on a V6 you do 3-to-1, so 3 to a 2-inch, and then you go to whatever, and then you have your 3-to-1, and then you connect the 2-to-1. I'm planning on doing 6-to-1, so it's literally 6 actual pipes to 1. This is the dream. I want to have the turbo setup on the red car insane. Like that's what, I just want it to be insane. I want it to be when you pop the hood that it looks like there's like 100 grand under the hood, but there really isn't. But it's just all labor love, right? But I do have water to air intercooler stuff here. I don't know if I'm gonna have room to fit it. We'll see, because it's going to get tight with that big turbo. That is a huge turbo. And there's a wastegate right on there, and it's going to be tight. I'm hoping to have the turbo somewhere down here or whatever. Like I can move this rad. This is just whatever that I had before. So I'm just gonna baby step this project and have fun with it. Like editing videos and stuff is fun and everything, but people want to see the purple car go. I want to see the purple car go. So I'm planning on just doing driving content with the Suicide mx3 for the next like probably while. And this will be like the side project that I kind of like work on in the darkness of the YouTube world. And then once it's done, I'll just put pictures and photos together and make one video on how I built it. But this is gonna be sick. This is gonna be a daily driver I'm planning on, and putting a hitch on it so I can tow my Sea-Doo. Like I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but I have a Sea-Doo right there. That's my baby. Me and Des spend the whole summer on the back of that thing. So the collector will be in the front of the engine, like long tube headers. Yes. So it's gonna basically look like a squid under here of pipes. That's the goal. I don't know if you remember the family build, but the collector was facing kind of upside down. So this was facing up and all the pipes went in like this. So I'm gonna do that again. I really like how that turned out looks wise, and that's the plan. I don't think I'll be able to get it to be equal length, but I'm gonna try to get it close. But it'll be sick. This thing's gonna be nasty. I don't know if I'm gonna do exhaust to the back or exhaust to the side, and that's all dependent on room. Because I used to run my exhaust to the side, but it's really hard to get room with that huge freaking turbo. And I'm gonna have literal pipes coming through here. And the main reason I have to do this crazy 6-to-1 turbo kit is because where the exhaust normally would run under the oil pan and come through here, that's where my transfer case goes. So right there where you can see the floor is going to be a huge transfer case, and that's going to make it all-wheel drive. So this car is going to be insane. This car might be faster than the purple car once it's all-wheel drive, because this thing weighs nothing. It has no cage in it. Look at the interior on this thing. Look at this. Boom. So I have the same touchscreen dash that I've got in the Suicide mx3. It's so nice. I keep this thing beautiful. The back seats are mint too. It's gonna be awesome. This is gonna be the goal is to have a grocery getter mx3 that makes stupid power and is streetable. I want it to be quiet. Like it's gonna be nasty. You can get it to be equal length. You will just have to make a loop with the front header. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's just finding room, right? It's just finding room because the pipes I have are pretty big. I already got the pipes for it. They're pretty thick. And there's going to be 6 of these all contortion underneath the hood there. So that is going to be something different. But I want to have some fun, man. I do fab for a living now for exhaust headers and stuff on turbo bikes. And I kind of just want to go nuts. See what I'm capable about underneath a car hood like this. I obviously the Suicide mx3 whatever, but like that was one of my first projects ever with a TIG welder. Yeah, thanks bro. Turbo front wheel drive V6 gang. This is going to be an OG mx3 front wheel drive, roasting tires, all that fun stuff. So it's just going to be fun, and I can just drive it anywhere and it blends in. Like it doesn't, like, yeah, it's red and stuff, and I'm gonna put nice wheels on it and blah 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 blah. I actually have nice wheels for it. They're 10 inches wide. They're not on the car, but these ones are actually kind of good. I have 4 of these, but they would need repainted. But anyways, this is just like me kind of like going back to the dream mx3. That's the dream race car back there that I kind of been street driving for a while. It's kind of funny, but this is the dream street mx3, bro. I've gotten in a lot of trouble in this car. I love it, and I don't want it to come to an end. Let's get her going. Let's make some boost. Let's have a sick daily. literally towing a Sea-Doo, bro. Like, that'll be me. That'll be me. Heat. I'm gonna have the heat work. Everything's gonna work because all of this stuff did work. I just have to connect lines and everything like that. I know this car's like through and through. It's trying to get this I'm trying to get my setup together soon too, by late May. Nice. Sometimes you just gotta stay up all night, bro. Not all night. I try and go till like 3 in the morning. That's what I recommend. Go to 3 in the morning, then you can crash for a bit, then go to work. And get some more work done on the weekends or whatever. But yeah, this is exciting. So version 1 is gonna be front wheel drive, Red Ted, mx3, big turbo. Version 2 will be all-wheel drive. So if you guys want to see the all-wheel drive setup being done on my YouTube channel, talk about it in the comments. Talk about it on my YouTube channel. Don't let me forget about it because I want to do it, but it's going to be a huge project. I know it, but it'd be nice to have some other people willing to watch it because then I can film it, do this and that. I'm sure you guys don't really want to see me build a front wheel drive mx3 step by step the whole way. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. All I have to do is a turbo kit. For me, it's simple stuff but you know what I mean? It takes a long time to edit. Like I could whack a turbo kit together pretty quick. Like I literally do a turbo kit a day on motorcycles. So a couple days on a car, like boom, I'm there. I honestly always love these cars, like Kale said. In general, yeah. Thanks for you saw the MX3, eh? That's hilarious. Used to want one. I'm just happy to see someone building one right. Yeah, I do my best to build them right. That's for sure. Motor's sick. Transmission's a Camry tranny. Definitely the cheapest option for the MX3s because it's just too expensive to build the M factory trannies, and they don't even hold as much power as this. This is season 2 on this Camry tranny that's in the back of the Suicide MX3, and it still has all the teeth on the gears. It's breaking axles. It was breaking axles like a boss, but it shouldn't break axles anymore because I got good ones. I got 1,000 horsepower axles in it now. So I should be able to launch it really hard and make good passes. So, yeah, this car should do a 10, no problem this year. Obviously, it's going to be, like, I'm going to have to drive the heck out of it with shifting and everything, but power-wise, it should be there. Tranny-wise, should be there. Axle-wise, boom. And I'm going to do it with the engine or with the water tank in the front. So I have a tank full of water, full of like 120 liters or something. Like a lot of weight. It's just for weight. So I want to run it a few times with that weight in the front, and then I want to remove the weight, and it might wheelie. There's a good chance it will because I'm going to be able to hook on those slicks I have. And all the weight's in the back, bro. There's nothing in the front if I take the water out. There's a steering rack and a radiator. That's it. So, I'm an MS3 Pro Evo. A good upgrade for the MS3X. I personally use the Meg-Squirt Evos, and I love it. I run EGTs per cylinder. I run widebands per cylinder. You can set parameters. If you're running lean, it'll kill power until you're under 20%. So it's like a warning. Oh, I'm running lean. I need to check something. Like, that's why I'm not blowing anything up. Like, all these parameters I'm setting is if something's like a little off, like I only have it like set. If like, say a perfect running engine's 11.5. If it's running 11.6 for half a second or 11.7, I have it kill power. So that's why I'm not blowing nothing up anymore. I used to literally have like pistons hanging out on the side of the blocks, bro. But now I'm making twice the power as I used to, and things aren't breaking. So MS3 Evo Pros are the way to go, 100%. But yeah, it's really been awesome lately. If I was back 5 years and somebody told me where I was at right now with how the car's working, I'd be super happy. Other than it's not twin engine right now, but once it's twin engine, it's gonna be an absolute basket case because everything's gonna be under less load and everything's gonna be sorted. Like I'm gonna have all the breakable things figured out. So it's all set up to do it. I just need to put an engine in it, and it's actually right here. I have an engine fully epoxied, rods and pistons in it. Needs heads, and then she can get put in, bolted in, and everything. So, thanks for the info. I was on and off about it because I heard mixed reviews, but also seen cars like yours run good on it. Honestly, man, it's all user. Like, people say, oh, that doesn't work very good. People just blame products all the time. All the time. So, it's basically the same setup you have with better, what would that word be? It's got a better like hard drive in it. It's fully waterproof, and you have way more tunabilities like for parameters to support knock sensing, which is really important, to support anything for air fuel wise to cut EGTs. If my EGTs run too hot, it kills power. Rather than melting something down, I was literally talking to somebody about this. Oh, that's not very good for drag racing because if it's killing power, you won't make it to the end of the track. Well, maybe you would have made it to the end of the track, but you would have been pulling the motor out in like the pits because it would have melted down. You make up your mind. You want to lose the pass, like literally one, or lose the weekend. So it's a no-brainer. It sucks to say it, but like you got to spend money to make cars reliable, especially when you're throwing all these extra things on it, like turbos, and it's crazy. Do you port your heads on these motors or just leave stock? Absolutely stock. I keep stuff very simple. If it's got the oval ports on it, I leave it oval ports. Like these heads come in oval or square ports. This is a square port head, which is the KLZE, but that one is oval. And no, I just leave it. Put boost to it, bro. That's all you gotta do. People are always putting cams and stuff and everything, but I put cams in this car. Like I spent like $200-300 on it. I've never ever spent money on cams because I've always just used stock what came in mx3s like or KLDEs absolutely stock, so I never had to spend money on cams. I didn't notice a major difference at all, and I've had this car for 10 years, bro. So turbos can push air through anything, but the stock DE stuff is good. But I don't know about your engine specifically. Do you put your heads? No, I already read that. Yeah, I keep things very simple, and for head work, all I do is valve lap them. So that's literally free other than time. I lap the valves, and then I put in springs out of a Subaru, and they're like $200, and I have 3 sets for 3 engines. So this one has the set, that one has a set, and then this engine has a set as well, but I don't have the heads on it right now. I have revved these engines out to 8,200, and that day I did that, I actually spun a bearing when I was drifting. But here's the thing. I didn't know at that point that when you're revving an engine really high, you need to run an extra liter of oil in your oil pan because you suck all the engine oil into the engine and there's almost nothing in the pan. So you need to overfill your oil pans if you're revving high. I didn't do that, and I was also drifting, so the back of my car was going like that. So all the oil was sloshing up to the sides, and I spun a rod bearing. I haven't revved it up to 8 grand since because of that, because I'm sort of scared. But maybe I'll do that on the dyno, but I don't think I need to. Um, we'll see. Maybe 7,500 RPM, and then I know it's holding together. But it should be able to go to 9 grand. But it's all dependent on oil pressure, right? I think that it would do 9 grand, 9,000 RPM, but I'd rather have it a little bit less of a power band than having it a little bit less reliable. So it would sound insane and everything, but like this is not cheap when things just break all the time. So I'm keeping it at the point where I know it's not going to break, and why wouldn't I keep it there and have fun, right? Oh, it's like, oh, this not like, oh, revs in 10 grand, whatever. But like, that's not going to last forever. What first gravitated to you, these cars? This was my first car. This is the first car I've ever owned. You want to see my first car? It's right here. You want to see my first car, bro? Like, I'll tell you a story, but oh, it's right here. I fell in love with it. I've driven other cars before when I was 16 or whatever, and this drove the best, so I bought one. And I bought it for like $380. And here we are. Still driving an mx3, baby. So this was like the daily, bro. Daily driven. But now this is going to be the daily driven. This one I've only owned for like 5 years. That one I've owned for too long. Has a special place in my heart, though. Another thing that you guys probably don't even know, it's on air ride suspension. The first build I did was a stance car. So I bought these wheels, slammed to the ground, and actually won a few car shows. Had a lot of fun with that. And then I was like, oh, this is boring. So then I cut the trunk out and put an engine in the back, and here we are. But I'm starting to lose my voice. I went to a concert last week, so still working on getting my voice good. But yeah, guys. Oh, do you think there's power left from 7,000 to 9,000? Yes. Here's the thing. When you have a turbo big enough to cram it air into the engine above the RPM that you're at, say you're at 7,000 RPM and your curve goes like this, maybe I'll even write it down. Say you made 400 horsepower, you have a massive turbo, and you revved it out to 7,000 RPM. So, can you see? Maybe I'll flip you. Oh, Jesus. So here's your RPM. No, sorry. RPM. Horsepower. And you're revving it to 7K. So here's 7,000 RPM. I should have written this better. Disregard this line. So see how right now 7,000 RPM. This is your rev limit. See how it's still going up? So if you revved it to 8,000, which is here, you could actually make more power, right? See that line is still going up. So the higher you rev it, or you basically tune it to wherever it starts to go down. So say at 9,000, it kind of starts nosing over. Then you know, like 80, like say this is 8,500 RPM. Then you know that's like your peak power. So then your power band from, instead of being like 4,000 to 7,000, it could be like 6,000 to 8,500, and see how much higher the power band would be. So you could really benefit from that, right? But you also put more risk on some stuff, and you really need a good oil pump to do it. And I run stock oil pumps. Don't tell anybody, bro. Dude, I'm telling you, this thing is so budget, like it's ridiculous. Yeah, I've went through motors. Yeah, I've put a bunch of time into it. But like I've literally made a story out of this, man. Like this is Ty's story. And it's interesting. And it's fun. I really like it. Have you ever owned an mx3 or an mx6 now? No, that thing's a boat. They're cool looking cars when they're slammed, but they're huge. I like small, nimble cars that are light. Light is important when going fast. And these are light, bro. They're aerodynamic, they're light. They don't take up a lot of room. I've got 2 cars in here. This isn't a big shop, man. But I got 2 cars. I can walk in between them both. Got engines in between it even. And enough for an engine crane. If I had 2 bigger cars in here, it wouldn't fit for working on them. So there's so many pros and cons and stuff, but I personally like the MX3s. What do MX3s? MX3s weigh like 2100, 2150 or something, depending on what year you have. If it's a GS or V6 or 4-cylinder. So they're light. This car is light, man. When I remember I had a small eBay turbo on this thing, and it was so fast. And I would do pulls with people on the highway, if you know what I'm saying. And like this car ripped. I raced bikes before, and on the highway I'd pull away from motorcycles that were like good motorcycles. So this car's really fun. I'm putting a bigger turbo on it, which is cool, but it won't be as responsive as it was. This thing was so responsive with the small turbo. It was just it only made like 350 or 400 horse, but it was so fast because it's light, dude. And something about the stock intake and the stock throttle body, like the ZEs, bro, they make so much power so quickly. They have that power band. I genuinely think this is a better setup than the purple car because this one is the square ports, the KLZE. It's been proven to actually like, what's good, bro, and make more power like that. So when I made the intakes on the Suicide MX3, I think I did kind of diminish a couple things. Yeah, man. Or yeah, girl, the crazy car lady. I remember you. Yeah, so things are really coming along. But who is this? I recognize the name. Crazy car lady. I'll look you up later. But yeah, like I really like the square port motors. They're super good. This car is gonna be really fast, and it's got a whole bunch of goodies on it. As you can see, it's got fog lights. This is the European front end, so the blinker and the running lights are in the same. And on like the Canada MX3s, like this one, there's no fog lights. This is the blinker, and then this is the running light. So it's a completely different bumper, which is super rare. I have people messaging me weekly, yo, I'll give you $700 for your front bumper. I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep it. It also has a tow hook thing. So it's like, it's really sporty looking. And with the, like, I don't have the ignition on or the battery or anything, but like this is a blue/white light. Right here is a blue/white light. And then these are amber when you put the blinker on. And then these are blue. So like it's blue. It looks disgusting. So Oh, you had the red MX3. That's what we have standard here in UK. Yeah, you're lucky. So you're lucky with that. This is like an imported front end or whatever. I don't know. I've known this car forever. It's time to get both engines in. I see Hooning and Dale's show. Yeah. It's one step at a time for the twin engine project because I'm making a beast of a setup. And then I'm going to duplicate it. but I'm almost at the end. I told myself after I put this turbo on, I'm done changing stuff. So tranny's working, adapter plate's working, turbo's working, fuel system's working, axles, are they working? Probably. We'll see. But it needs dynoed, and then I'm done with that. And then the next thing will be twin engineing it again with this motor. But one thing at a time. I'm really enjoying the rear engine life, man. It hooks. It's fast. It's light still. I can drive it on the street. Major gains. When it's a race car with your pipes everywhere, like the front end pipes stick up to here. Literally. This gets riveted out. Boom. Motor's in there. It's obnoxious. Never will see the street like that. I literally drive this thing to work sometimes, bro. Like once a week or twice a week. If it has no chance of rain, I just take it. I work an hour away. Makes it a little bit quicker. That's true. It's a beast just with your single rear engine. Yeah. So with two engines, it's going to be really gnarly. At that point, it's going to make a lot of things change. Like I said, it's not streetable and everything, but like it needs towed everywhere. I have all that stuff set up for it. Like I have a truck, I have a trailer, but I'm just going through the motions, man. Up, down, like streetcar, race car, streetcar. I don't know. I'm just enjoying it. Like it'd be better for my YouTube channel just to twin engine it and like put all my time and stuff into it. But I want to master this setup. And I'm close. Like I said, I'm very, 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 very close. So that'll be awesome. Does anybody have questions? My voice is going. If anybody wants, join the channel. It helps me out. It's like a $1 or $2 a month. You can just come out and saw some money. Our stock internal KO is worth boosting. I've boosted them. I've gotten lucky, and I've also gotten lucky. So stock KLs, I've made 410 out of a setup, and it worked all season. There's actually a dyno video on that. It was a KO ZE, and it made 410 to the wheels. It was rear wheel drive. It was the rear engine in the Suicide mx3 at that point. It lasted, but some of them didn't. Once I blew up that one, then it felt like I was blowing them up way easier. And what are they? OBD2. Wait, and it looks like you guys are OBD2. This one's OBD2? I don't know. I have standalone in it. So no, this is OBD1. This one's OBD1, or was. I have full wiring done for it. Or I did it, but yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, I think I'm going to hit it. I'm probably going to make engine mounts today. I made some nice stuff that bolts into the factory frames and then bolts in there, so I need to connect that. And then on the other side, I've got the same thing. Bolts into the stock stuff. I like doing stuff like this, but all right, guys, go to my channel, make some comments on the YouTube videos. That helps me if you don't mind. All right, guys, but like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.